June 5th, 2023, Harvard professor of philosophy and lifelong social justice advocate Cornel West announced his bid for the United States presidency.
In these bleak times, I have decided to run for truth and justice, which takes the form of running for president of the United States as a candidate for the People's Party. I enter into quest for truth. I enter into quest for justice. And the presidency is just one vehicle to pursue that truth and justice, what I've been trying to do all of my life.
Hey, it's me, Uncle Ricky. Look, that very great gentleman, well-spoken gentleman, was none other than Dr. Cornel West. Dr. West is currently running for president as the nominee of the, actually he's running for two third parties as the nominee. He originally ran as the nominee for the People's Party, but the People's Party is being kind of disrupted from internal turmoil, maybe much like the Republican Party is now, but a different thing. They got, sexual discrimination cases or rumors of sexual discrimination type things against the founder of the party. He also decided to make himself the nominee for the Green Party. And he's running for president. But what does that mean to the country? What does it mean to black people? Well, Cornel West, for years has been an outspoken advocate for basically justice, equality, and fairness for all. He is labeled as a democratic socialist. In other words, he supports democracy, but towards socialistic aims. In other words, all people are equal, at least on a minimum level. He's anti-capitalism because he says capitalism is responsible for all of the evils in this country right now. The big separation in equality financially, the big separation in social equality, the big separation in legal equality. Capitalism was he's a very religious person. He held a professorship at Union Theological Seminary right in Richmond, Virginia, and he says that capitalism is just basically like the Bible says, money, love of money, is the root of all evil. And perhaps this is where he draws a lot of the anti-Cornel West feelings. A lot of people on the right think that Cornel West is the typical black, overeducated elitist. Cornel West has a PhD from Princeton. He has a BS from Harvard. He has professorships at Cornell, Pepperdine, like I said, Union Theological Seminary. He is in high demand as a public speaker, but he devotes a lot of his time to social activism. He supported the Panthers because he said they were the best example of militancy back in the day, but he would not join the Panthers because it says it went against his religious views. The Panther Party doctrine did not go well with his religious views. He was outspoken against Vietnam. He's been outspoken against social injustice. He was a big-time supporter of Malcolm X. He was right there with Farrakhan, the Million Man March. He was with Russell Simmons on the Hip Hop Summit, and he's been active for minority causes and equality and transparency in government since high school days. he led the first. He led a successful effort when he graduated in his high school in California to get the state to put Afro-American advanced placement studies in high school. So he's not a big favorite of people like Governor Glenn Youngkin or Little Ronnie down in Florida. But does he really stand a chance to win the presidency? Hell no. And it's not just because of the third party thing. It's because I don't know why people open themselves up to be eviscerated socially by running for president. Trump did it, and whether you want to admit it or not, even though he had his meteoric rise to fame, the presidency will also, what was discovered about him because of the presidency and what is being discovered about him while he was in office is going to be at least the cause of him dying in perhaps disgrace and seclusion, if not in jail. And to a certain extent, Cornel West is suffering from the same thing. They're saying that Cornel West has debts. He owes taxes, something like $500,000, and that he owes over $150,000 in child support. And of course, West isn't publicly addressing any of this, and the people that support West are not saying a word. But why? Nobody is perfect. Nobody's perfect. There's plenty of us out there, me included, that had or are having problems with back child support, that have, tax problems. The whole, there's just a gamut of things that seem to befall people of a certain generation, of a certain skin color, maybe. But back child support is not a racial thing. Black, white, brown, fathers just didn't pay, or were caught up in situations where they couldn't pay. But back to Cornel West. Cornel West will not win the election, and he knows that. He's just running to put his platform out in front, to get his platform notoriety, because he can push all of his agenda points while he's running for president, just like all the other candidates from the two major parties. The thing with any third party candidate is that they are either going to draw votes from one side or the other. Now, Cornel West is a neo-pragmatist. In other words, you accept philosophies and thoughts on the grounds that they work, not so much on the words that they are defined by. And any philosophy that does not work for you in particular, you should discount it as being rubbish or bunk. And I got to use his own philosophy against him, because Cornel West is not going to split the Republican vote, but he will take away votes on the Democratic side, and the only candidate we have now is none other than Joe Biden. Not being a Biden fan, but it's obvious that he's going to be the 2024 Democratic Party candidate, because he'll be the incumbent president, and it's traditional, even regardless of his age. Cornel West is 70 years old, and compared to Biden and Trump, he's a baby. Trump might not even be in the race by the time it gets to November of 2023 or 2024. I'm sorry. The thing with West is this: if he may draw, a few independent whites, free thinking, philosophical type whites, but he's going to draw a certain portion of the black vote, black men. And black men have been shying away from Biden because we feel neglected by Biden. We feel that, Biden isn't helping us. Cornel West is what they call a leftist populist. In other words, he appeals to left-leaning or left-thinking people that believe that the government has left them behind and has no interest in them. he's going to suck up some of this vote. And if the race is that critical, that close, by the time the election comes, it could make the difference if Trump is still running, or if someone else is running. It could make the difference between Biden winning and losing. And this is where the neo-pragmatist portion comes in. I believe in what you're saying, Cornel West, but I can't buy into what you're doing, because I can't live with the consequences of what you are attempting, because I know you're going to fail, you know you're going to fail, but if your failure causes Biden to fail and we end up with someone like Trump, or maybe a Ramaswamy, or God forbid, Don DeSantis, I can't live with that. So, right away, I got to pull my support. Plus, there's a couple of other things. He's, him and Nina Turner are political buddies, think alike. And there's always been rumors about Nina Turner taking money from Russian oligarchs to support her political agenda. But you can't really put a whole lot into that, because Trump probably got paid by the Russians too. But why should we say poison our political well with more Russian money, because now they have a mouthpiece on the other side? All in all, I love Cornel West for what he says. I love him for what he does. I love him for what he has done. But like they say, everybody got to learn how to stay in their lane. I can't support Cornel West. And I don't think anybody that wants... I don't really like Biden, but right now, the way we sit, the way we stand, we got to put up with Biden for another 4 years just to give us a chance to get to the point where we can seriously consider a candidate like Cornel West. Well, that's it for me, Uncle Ricky. I don't have anything else to say, and as always, you can think on it, you can meditate on it, get back to me. Hey, subscribe, like, share, use the super thanks. I could use some cash because I don't know any Russian oligarchs, but whatever. But until then, peace out and God bless from Uncle Ricky at Uncle Ricky's house.